Isn't it time to do away with these overly generous rules for government workers that let them accrue sick time and vacation time anyway, and then roll it into a big cash payment after they retire? Because as you heard, there's no limit on the number of sick days a county worker can bank and cash out. And you know what? They get 12 sick days a year. Then there's the vacation days. As it is, Milwaukee County workers can save up vacation days, I believe, up to 6 months. And this is one of those things county workers listening could correct me on if I'm wrong. I'm almost certain they can bank vacation days up to 6 months and then use that as a cushion when they retire. Stop working in January and pull a paycheck until June and then officially retire. Up to 6 months after they stop working, they're still getting paid so long as they bank that many vacation days over the years. And they have a huge payout coming from them from the unlimited number of sick days that they can accrue. I think that's the way it works. 799-1130 is the telephone number. Why is that necessary? Yeah, there are some upsides to the taxpayers in allowing government workers, county workers, to do these things. Discourage them from taking all their sick days and all their vacation days. It means they're on the job more. There are some upsides to this for the taxpayer, but they're minimal. If fewer people are on vacation, there's less need to pay fill-ins. Yeah. There's less need for supervisors to manage all sorts of vacation requests. There's some continuity to your daily crew. Yeah, I suppose that benefits the level of service, benefits us taxpayers in the level of service. But the taxpayers also end up paying a lot more than they otherwise would have if the county simply had a use it or lose it policy on sick days and on vacation days, just like the average private sector job does. I would ask you folks in the audience, can you bank sick days and keep them, accumulate them and cash them in when you retire? Can you bank vacation days? And this is another instance in which there's just a huge inequity in what conditions our taxpayer-funded workers have and work under, and what conditions we in the private industry work under. I know of no one in the private sector who can bank their unused sick days for 20 or 30 years and then cash them in at retirement or use them for health insurance costs. I really know of no job in the private sector that allows workers to bank vacation days anymore and accumulate up to 6 months of them to be cashed out at your highest rate of pay at the end of your retirement. In the private sector, sick days and vacation days are pretty much use them or lose them, baby. And people like myself, we're often leaving sick days unused at the very least. And all sorts of us, no matter what you're doing, all sorts of walks of life. If you're busy and you're responsible for anything at your job, all sorts of people are leaving at least a few vacation days each year on the table untaken. They're not going to get compensated for them. You just lost them. And that, of course, saves the company money 3 different ways. First of all, you didn't take the sick day or the vacation day, so you weren't paid for a free day. Second, they didn't need to hire a replacement for you that day, so they didn't have to pay that person. And then third, they didn't have to compensate you for the lost day. And in the private sector, you don't use your sick days or your vacation days. Well, too bad, so sad. That's just the way it is. So if that's the norm in the private sector, this is another instance in which I believe we should be asking, should government workers be treated any differently?